Another great episode of Bulture. This your girl, Big J.
It's crazy with Mikey, aka CEO Mikey, aka the #1 voice in the DMV. What's up with you?
What's up with you, crazy
cool.
CEO?
How you been? How was your weekend?
Good. My weekend was pretty good. I went hiking. It was lovely. It was so pretty Saturday.
For real?
I had great views. Yes. How was your weekend?
It was cool. Well, this wasn't just like realistically the weekend. Well, kind of the weekend. Thursday night, I went to go see Joe Budden's podcast live.
Ooh, how was that?
It was tight. It was something different.
Was Maul looking sexy?
I don't know about no good shit like that. But that John was alright though. It was just different. It lets you know kind of just like it ain't as this shit period recording ain't easy, but doing it live looked like 100 times harder. Like you gotta really be quick on your feet and kind of just like have your jokes and your wordplay just like in order.
So what did you learn though from it? Just watching them.
You just really gotta be quick on your feet. Like you gotta be able to bounce off of each other very quickly. Like you can't really leave too much room in like air-wise, like open airspace, and you gotta kind of really be like quick on your feet. And I think for them it works well because they friends, so it's easy to just like cut your man and like, oh yeah, you look whatever. So that's kind of like I feel like that's their safe space.
So it was natural. It wasn't scripted.
Yeah, not at all.
Oh,
No,
okay.
like not at all. But you can tell like that's their say. Like when we forget the topic, somebody just join on the other person, and that kind of just get them a second to come back up with whatever topic they're trying to do. But that joint straight, I like it.
Do you feel like that makes a better podcast when the chemistry is just there, like natural chemistry, rather than like a couple of strangers coming together to make a podcast?
Yeah, unless the couple of strangers are very opinionated.
Okay. So what else did you do? That's it?
I watched the Central Park 5 is based what's in the name?
When They See Us.
When They See Us. I watched that joint, and now I'm not gonna even lie. Watching that, it just struck like a million different emotions and nerves that kind of just like piss you off because it'd be like, damn,
really?
What the hell is like, damn, like they did them people's dirty and they was kids. Like the youngest boy was like 14 years old and they did him, I'm talking about like completely dirty. Like they whooped his ass out of all of them. Like they really were trying to put it on the youngest one. He was 14 years old.
Are you serious?
I swear, the police officer when he first grabbed the nigga, like stole him in his face. I'm talking about fucked him up, like he was a grown man.
So what happened though in the story? What happened? What were they being accused of?
Basically of raping a white woman. She was supposed to be jogging and raped her, but she didn't even remember ever getting raped, and they didn't have no evidence of even saying she got raped. So it was just like only real evidence they had that she got her ass beat. She was bloody. They did knock her out, but it wasn't them who did it. But they didn't have like no semen in her, no nothing. So it was like kind of realistically, it was like the police was just like, damn, they're making up the entire story and just pinning it on these little boys and like pressing them. And the fucked up part about it was it really let you know how bad like back in the day, like black parents really were just like working, and they was working to the point where they was tired because that was almost the storyline for every one of those parents was like
they were working parents.
They were working parents
Was
and like
single
working
parents or
no, a lot of them wasn't even single. They had some of them had like one of the boys. It was his mother and father, and his father kind of pushed him into the situation to kind of make him take the charge because his father previously had charges and he had a job and didn't put that on his application saying that he had a job. So the police officer told him basically like, you gonna either get your son to take this charge or we gonna make you lose your job. So that was the kind of, so then his father went in there and pressed his son out to take a fucking charge and he had nothing to do with it.
wow.
Like I'm talking absolutely nothing to do with it. Like he got away. That little boy who took that charge, his father made him take the charge. He didn't even get caught that day.
Was he like young too, or he was?
He was all of them was young. None of them. The oldest one was 16 years old.
Okay.
And I'm talking just turned 16. So everybody was from 16 to 14.
Wow.
Like I'm talking one, and then the one that was 16, the boy couldn't even read and write. So he was like, when he was in the court, John, and they was like, well, read what you wrote. He's like, I can't read. Like, why are y'all pressing me to read this? I'm telling you, I can't read this. I don't know what it says because I can't even read it. So I did not write it. And they was just like, and it was like, damn, and the jury ain't even had no compassion for that shit. Like, they was just that pressed to lock them up, like, and really just throw them charges. Like, there's no way you about to tell me that this boy telling you he can't read what his statement say, and you gonna realistically tell him this was him that's what he came up with. He can't even read it.
Wow. That's sad that even though, time has gone by, it's still a target on black men today. Like, do you feel like that or am I tripping?
No, I feel like it definitely is. I don't know if
Do you feel like it's a target or do you feel like black men or black boys put themselves in situations?
I mean, because that situation right there, I don't feel like that was just like a bunch of kids just out playing. It was like literally like, let's say 30, 60 teenage boys out playing, and they don't get me wrong, they was y'all like wilding out, and they was like pressing people out, like they was in the park, and people like white people was riding past on the bikes, and they'd be like trying to shake them off their bikes and shit like that. So I'm not saying that whole group was completely innocent, but it was teenagers just being teenagers. Like they wasn't doing nothing crazy, like they was robbing people or really fucking people up. So I'm not going to say that necessary, but I can just imagine that was just kids being kids. So to say that, like, could it happen today still? I think it could, especially if your parents aren't well educated in the criminal shit, in the criminal laws. Because realistically, out of all of them boys, only one of the mothers knew that they weren't allowed to interview her son without him having a parent present or without having a lawyer, and the rest of them didn't know that. Like it was a I guess like a Puerto Rican father, and he was working and he was tired. And he just left his son in there with his mother, and the mother didn't even speak English.
Wow, that's crazy.
And he kept trying to rush them, like, is there no way y'all can make this a little bit faster? I gotta go back to work. And he realistically was like, I can't lose my job, so I gotta leave this little nigga in here by himself to defend himself. And then at that same time, like, it was taking them no time to really just put stories together, and kept beating these stories. Like, all of them originally stuck to their story. Like, we didn't have nothing to do with that other shit. Like, we admit that we was there fucking with the people riding their bikes and shit, but we had nothing to do with this rape, and they just kept pushing them and kept forcing them, and they all eventually broke.
This sounds really good, but it sounds too damn sad at the same damn time.
Yeah, you gotta watch that when you really, like, I wouldn't recommend watching that on Monday if you got go back to work with a bunch of white people. Like, watch that shit, like, Friday night or something like that, and give yourself the weekend to kind of cool off.
So it's gonna basically make me want to be on some Black Panther shit?
Yeah, it's gonna make you feel some type of way. It's definitely like, if you watch that shit and don't feel no type of way, like it don't make you mad or make you sad, like you just a heartless motherfucker. Because that shit right there, I ain't gonna hold you. That shit y'all like had me really feeling some type of way.
So more of the story, ladies and gentlemen. You guys take a look at When They See Us. It's on Netflix.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Speaking of black boys, Lil Durk was denied bond because he was accused of being a part of a shootout in Atlanta at some restaurant. Piggybacking off of what I said, do you feel like black men or black boys put themselves in situations?
Yes, especially for rappers now, because I feel like realistically, because they all still trying to obtain some type of street image towards them, you kind of still got so many street niggas running around with you, and it realistically, I don't care how rich you are, it's hard to control a group of niggas. And anybody who know that any nigga who run in the streets, the more niggas you run with, the more chances of you getting in trouble.
Right.
If y'all go out to the club, it's 20 of y'all. 9 times out of 10, y'all can get in a fight. Because there's no way you can control 20 niggas. So I feel like for a lot of them rappers, even when it was to the NBA Youngboy and T Grizzly John, like a couple weeks ago at the Rolling Loud, when they crew, them two personally didn't get into it, but their crews got into it, and then it split off into them. It's like, you can't control that shit. Like, how can you control 10 of my men over here and 10 of my other men over there, and then they just get into it? So I feel like for rappers, it's realistically a lot harder for them not to be able to not to get into it, because it's just like, it's just too many of them. So I'm not, like, I do think the police, of course, gonna always pick on us, but when it comes to the rappers, I feel like they gonna geek on them just a lot more, because they feel like, shit, they're a bigger story. If I lock up a rapper, I got more clout under my belt as a police officer. So if I'm in Florida and I bring in Kodak Black, shit, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get a couple extra days of vacation if I bring Kodak Black and that shit stick.
But do you know the cure to all the bullshit? All the bullshit to keeping a black man out of trouble.
What is it?
Being in the house with a girl.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And I don't think a lot of niggas don't value that. And if you got a good girl, she keep you out, you ain't really got to spend no money for real.
Right.
Like y'all, whatever y'all vices is to keep y'all in the house and keep y'all happy, where y'all don't have to feel like keep ripping and running in and out of the house. But shit, I would tell any nigga, if you can find you a good girl who don't want to
stay your ass in the house.
Yeah, stay your ass in the house. Get you some good box, stay in the house.
Exactly, good box and good head. Speaking of girls and guys, why do men in our generation, the men that are financially up, why do they only have a shoe in the bag to offer?
I don't know if they only have a shoe in the bag to offer, but I feel like that's what is promoted. And that's what, like, niggas feel like, shit, I buy my girl some shoes in a bag, that's it. I'm the man, I'm that nigga. And that's all she want, because that's all, I feel like that's the shit that people, like, how many females, a lot of females don't even, like, promote, like, flowers and the small gestures. Is like, they only promote when a nigga buy them a bag or buy them some shoes. So it's kind of like for a nigga feel like that's all I'm supposed to do. What else am I supposed to do?
Yeah, I agree. Like I feel like the women in our generation only require a bag and a shoe, because that makes them feel like somebody. A lot of these women that post endless, all you see is a bag and a fucking shoe. I feel like they ain't shit in real life. And that bag and that shoe makes them feel like somebody on Instagram because it's giving them the attention that they need. So
okay, but
when you come into a relationship only requiring a man to give you a shoe and a fucking bag, that's just what he's going to only offer your ass. Like if you come in a relationship wanting other things, I feel like that's what you're going to get. But if you just want a shoe, if you just a shoe and a bag type of female, that's all you're ever going to get. So don't expect nothing else. That's just how I see it.
And then, okay, I guess my next question will be is how up and how far is the shoe and the bag nigga longevity wise?
Because that's gonna be short term.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So even for the females, if that's what you're looking for, are you dating? Are they dating short term or long term? Because I feel like we're not talking about a house and a fucking car type of nigga. Right. We're talking about a shoe and a bag nigga. So realistically, we might be talking about.
But he could be a house and a car type of nigga if that's what you require. But if you come into the relationship just wanting a shoe and a fucking bag, that's all you're gonna get. Like I really don't understand why females later down the line they get upset they're not getting more than what he's giving. But if you ain't require more in the beginning, why should he give you more now? It's just like paying for milk when you can milk the fucking cow.
No, I agree with you, but listen, let's be realistically. A house is a 30-year commitment, and a shoe and a bag is a month. It's almost like it's like releasing. It's a month type of thing.
But what if he just paying rent? What if you renting a house and he's the type of guy that will pay the rent? He don't have to do the you talking about mortgage,
right?
What if she's renting? And what if she's the type of girl who, you know what I'm saying, if you come into the relationship like, okay, that shoe and the bag shit don't impress me, you won't have to do other shit. If you show him that that's what you require, if he really about you, he's going to do that. But if you just a shoe and a bag type of female and you don't require nothing else, that's all you want to get.
Okay,
he gonna look at you like a fucking bill.
Okay, yeah, of course. So realistically, when he get tired of that bill, or he want a new, it's almost like leasing a car. When I'm tired of this car, and that's the purpose of leasing. After I get tired of John, I just get rid of it and get a new one. So when you become a bill to a man, that's like anybody who don't want less bills. So after I get tired of that bill, I'm tired of your pussy. We done it everywhere. You done suck my dick every which way in the world, and you a bill and not you're basically a liability and not an access to my growth. Then I just cut you off, and I can move on to the next motherfucker. But my thing would be is for that man and for that woman, I don't know how much that woman can offer to challenge that man, and then I don't know how much that man can offer you outside of that bag and that shoe. Because a nigga who can offer you more, most niggas who, especially if they can alter you something mentally, they ain't not even gonna jump themselves out there on the shoe in the bag type of shit.
Yeah, the cocky niggas are.
It depends on what type of niggas we talking about, because we could talk about niggas who
cocky, flashy niggas, yeah.
So you talking about the drug dealer niggas, not the cocky nigga who is a Fortune 500 type of Wall Street nigga, or a nigga who running an IT company. Because those niggas really got a bag. Like that's a bag. That's a house bag nigga.
How many females you know that we know dealing with that type of nigga?
Yeah,
based off our timeline.
Yeah,
none.
So that's my point. So that's why they you getting what you asking for.
I agree. That's basically what I said. If you come in requiring that little shit, then that's what the fuck you gonna get.
And I feel like, because I feel like realistically, that's the only type of nigga that finds them attractive. Because the IT nigga, he probably gonna chase him a Kardashian, just to be honest. And he can afford it.
So you think only IT niggas chase foreigners?
I think they're more successful with them.
You just said chase though.
I don't even know if they got to chase them, because I feel like them foreigners, that's the type of nigga they want. They want the nigga who really smart behind that computer and on that phone, because they know real money. They know that money is long, and that's long-term money, not dope boy money. Because there's only a few niggas who can trap you for long term. Like that's a short term game. Like unless you know how to do something with your money on the outskirts, that's a short term game. Ain't too many niggas get to be Big Meech and now look at Big Meech. Like how many niggas you know that really was Big Meech? You talking about $1 million drug dealer? Like it ain't too many niggas out here like that.
What we not gonna do is say only drug dealers buy shoes and bags. That is not fucking true.
Well, scammers.
It ain't just scammers. It's niggas that have regular
Oh, you
jobs.
niggas are fucking retarded then. If you work a 9 to 5 and you fucking buying bags, you a fucking idiot.
Why is he an idiot?
Man, nigga, you're bugging.
If he want to buy his girl a shoe in a bag, that's his business. He can afford it. Just because you work a 9 to 5 don't mean you can't afford to buy a shoe in a bag.
Man, you well better.
What the fuck? So you gotta be a scam and a drug dealer to buy your woman a shoe in a fucking bag?
I hope them the only niggas out here blowing their money like that.
Why? 9 to 5 niggas don't got no money?
Not saying they don't have no money, but I hope they value their money more than that.
So that's not valuing your money, like buying your girl a gift? The fuck? Nigga?
No.
Come on.
It's no.
Retard. What are you talking about?
Fuck no.
What are you talking about? How would you feel, speaking of relationships, Rick Ross' ex-girlfriend, Shateria, never posted a nigga on her IG, and she just recently popped up with a fucking engagement ring. So how would you feel? So basically, she hid her dude this entire time for years and popped up with an engagement ring. How would you feel if your girl did that? Me personally, if my dude hit me, I feel like I would be upset.
I would be too if it wasn't her. I went and looked at her page when you got me hip to the story originally, and her page is very professional. And she doesn't even have her friends on her page. Mm-hmm. I see it's literally her page is just her, and it's all her pictures are looking like they photo shoot ready. So it's kind of like, and let me just take a glance of the nigga hand. It was a nigga looked like he was a fat nigga, baby. Yeah. So realistically, I don't feel like that. I don't feel like what she's giving on her IG. I don't feel like a fat nigga fits into what she's promoting on Instagram on her page. Like the way she looked and the way her pictures are put in, I can't imagine a fat nigga looking right on her page. So I kind of like, all right, if that fat nigga not Rick Ross or Fat Joe, I couldn't imagine a fat nigga filling in on her page and it looks right to how her page is set up. Like that shit is professional. The only unprofessional picture was that picture of her ring. Everything else was straight professional pictures, like a photographer took them off.
All right, take out the professional part. If your girl was a regular fucking girl and she did that and she only popped up with you up until you gave her that engagement ring or maybe a fucking baby shower, how would you feel?
Yeah, I'm gonna be good. I'm pretty sure we wouldn't even be able to get to that level. Because,
are you serious?
Yeah, just because I feel like when people hide or do that type of shit, I feel like you kind of want to be able to, you trying to keep your options open. So niggas can still slide in your DM. Not saying niggas don't slide in girls with relationships DMs, but I feel like you leaving that window open. But and I can only speak for me as a man. I know, like, okay, if you giving off that vibe, if females see too many date night type of situations come on your page, you see them DMs slow down a lot. I don't know if it's like that for females, but for men it is. Them actually certain them likes, your followers might loosen up a little bit. So some people just so high strong on what they look like on social media, you just don't want people in your business, or you want to keep your followers, you want to keep your DMs popping, you want to keep your comments lit. So you scared to like engage. You scared to let people know that part of you. Not saying you gotta post a whole fucking photo shoot with your dude or your female, but some people just scared. I mean, if you,
I think they're scared to expose the person for other reasons than what you talking about.
Like what? What's the?
Like sometimes you don't want to expose your entire life to social media. Like you want to keep something to your fucking self.
So then, when
your love life is that should be kept just between you and your partner. I don't feel like you should have to like put that shit. What that makes you feel like the man when your girl posts you, or that makes you feel like your position is secure when she posts you. I feel like
no, because I feel like females post niggas and niggas.
Man will get upset about some shit like that. If you are very secure with your woman and your relationship, her posting you on Instagram ain't gonna make a difference.
I mean, obviously it won't, because that nigga still proposed to her and put a big ass ring on her finger. So obviously he ain't give a fuck.
Yeah, but you just said you'll get your feelings there.
Yeah, because if you not her and your shit ain't that professional, bitch, what you
so
have?
So it gotta be professional?
Man, your pictures,
like I
your
said,
shit ain't professional.
In your position.
All right, Drake. If you gonna hide me from the world? All right, Drake. You hide me from the world, or you hide the world from me?
Yes. I get it. I support Drake for that, because why draw attention, unnecessary attention, for what? For bitches to be on your line?
They gonna be on my line regardless.
Nah.
They gonna be on my line more if you better.
A dude always gets 20 times more attention from females when the girlfriend posts her guy.
Nah, well, maybe it worked different for me. I feel like I'm like Kevin Durant when it comes to that situation. That like every team already put me in their jersey already, so it's like
Okay.
If you don't want the Knicks to put me up in their jersey when we go to New York, you don't want Boston to put me in their jersey when we go to Boston, then you better motherfucking make your bid heard and loud and clear so motherfuckers know that I'm not leaving Golden State. You leave that option for me to leave Golden State, and guess what's gonna happen? You down 1-0, my guy. Shout out to the Raptors.
Yeah, okay.
Drake shaking that curse. And I ain't know, hold on, time before we go too far, I did not know Drake had fucking Kevin Durant and fucking Steph Curry tattooed on him.
You fucking lying.
I swear to God. That's why he got the, go look on that picture, and when he got that Warriors jersey on, he got the wristband covered up where he got this shit.
God.
It say 30 something, and that's Steph Curry, John, and then it say 35 something Durant.
So would you consider that gay, or is that
No, because that's them his
basketball player?
Because they're basketball players. So what's the difference between you wearing a nigga tennis shoe and I mean a tattoo? Kinda, it's the same thing for real.
So you would get your favorite basketball player on you?
If I was into tattoos, hell yeah, I would have got a little penny doll. Like back in the day, like if I was into tattoos, I definitely would have got a little penny doll back in the day.
What?
And that's two niggas in one, no homo. Like that's fucking,
so
that's Penny Hardaway and that's Chris Rock.
To get a fucking another man on him.
So you think it's gay for Kevin Durant got Biggie on his shit? Drake actually knows Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant don't know Biggie Smalls or Bob Marley.
But I think it's different when you don't know the person. Like when you know the man and you get tatted on you, it's just weird. I don't know.
But that's like niggas getting a neighborhood tattooed on them.
And plus Biggie is like old as fuck compared to Kevin. So it's like Drake and Kevin in the same.
So okay, that would be that. But then to me, I'm gonna tell you why I kind of respect it in a way. I'd rather Drake get them their flowers while they're alive than you sit here and do the corny shit after they pass.
How the fuck is that corny when Kevin was not even grown when Biggie died, nigga? The fuck?
So
you
why
can't
even
compare that?
So do you really? Okay, let's be real. Do you think Kevin Durant grew up on listening to Biggie? Kevin Durant ain't that old.
So. Yes, he's 31. Yes.
31. Biggie died in like 95. So he was what, like 5?
No, he definitely wasn't. He probably was like 9. But you know, you listen to that type of shit. You didn't listen to the songs your mother played in the car.
Yeah,
right.
But my parents are older, so that's like me getting a tattoo of fucking Al Green or somebody.
He was listening to fucking Biggie at that time. I know I was, and he's like 2 years older than me. So
and his whole family from here, so he might as well got Sugar Bear tattooed on his
like,
arm. I'm almost 100% positive.
You always make these wild ass comparisons. You can't compare Sugar Bear to fucking Biggie, nigga. Biggie's an icon, okay? So it's a difference. Like, Kevin not even there yet. So it's just weird that Drake has him on his arm. Like, that basically you got your man tatted on you. That's just like you getting your fucking man tatted on you. That's weird as fuck.
It is, but what's the difference? All I'm asking you is what's the difference between you getting your man tattooed and you getting your hood tattooed on you? That's all you and your men as a whole. If we, whatever, let's say if our little gang is...
Why are you making these weird ass comparisons?
How is that weird? So listen what you're saying.
So because C Pleasant is the same as getting Drake tatted on him.
Yeah, we'll say C. We'll say no. That's like no. That's
what the fuck is you
no.
talking
That's
about?
what you're saying.
Because none of your men own that hood, so technically it's not their fucking hood. That's just where y'all grew up from. So you cannot compare that.
So it's okay for me to get the white man's neighborhood tattooed on me, but not my actual man.
Now you bringing in the white man. Like,
so it's the same thing. It's the
not
same
the same
shit.
thing.
It's the same exact shit.
A neighborhood where you grew up is not the same as getting a man's name on you. It's not. Is getting Beverly Hills and Beyonce the same fucking thing?
What if Beyonce was from Beverly Hills? Like, what if we was from the same shit? Is it different?
Where are you from?
I'm asking you.
You just not making sense. It's not the same, okay? We just want to on that one.
And wrap this up 1-0. See, you about to make me want fucking go to state to fucking lose now because you blowing me.
They gonna win. It don't matter. You can want that all day and night. They still gonna win.
I'm rooting for Golden State. I said that on the last episode.
You already know they gonna win. That's why you rooting for them.
No, because I'm praying. I hope Toronto wins so Drake could drop some fucking music, but he might not. He ain't dropped none yet, so I'm not even wishing on that. I'd rather fucking Steph Curry win. Fuck Kevin Durant and fuck Drake.
You a hater. You a fucking hater, dog. Speaking of NBA Finals, do you feel like you should pick your partner like, you know, an NBA draft pick when it comes to like picking who you want to be with?
Like basically like picking, I can draft to win an extra couple games now, or I can basically pick a franchise player and we can build a dynasty.
Nobody asked you to put it like that, okay? For the girls that's listening, they don't even get what the fuck you saying.
You can either pick a nigga for your little Instagram highlights right now, or you can pick a nigga that you can build a long-term relationship, somebody you can build a family with. So that's your dynasty. Okay. So basically your dynasty is your family. Like y'all can build a home together, y'all can build a family, or we can do it for the gram right now. So that's my first round draft pick. It's a highlight. It's a Zion Williams type of nigga.
Yeah.
I believe in dynasty. Don't get me wrong. I have been in my highlights reel. Like I probably would have wasted a couple first round draft picks trying to look sweet. But right now, I'd rather draft me a dynasty player.
And why?
Cause I'm older now. Where I kind of don't really like. I only use social media to make money off of and promote the podcast and promote working out and shit like that. I'm not really looking at it to be like I want to get the oohs and ahs off of other shit. Like I'd rather just build my brand up than sit here and worry about like looking sweet for the gram. So I'll take that instead of.
So basically, you're saying because I'm older and ready to settle down.
Yeah.
Okay.
I done already wasted my draft picks. I done wasted my draft
You
picks.
in sugar daddy mode, you getting dusty.
Nah,
getting cobwebs and shit.
Nah,
So you ready to settle down.
I'm definitely still too young to be a sugar daddy.
Nah, you not.
But what about you though? Are you still looking for your highlight reel, or you ready to build a dynasty?
I'm looking for my highlight.
Your highlight?
Yeah.
You just want to look sweet.
Just want to look sweet.
Do it for
and
the
want to
gram.
feel good and do it for the gram. How does that sound? Does that sound wild?
That sounds beyond wild. But I mean,
I just wanted to say it. That's not how I really feel, but I just wanted to say it. But no, I'm looking for a dynasty. Like, I want the real thing. I like the whole concept of having a family, and I like the way having a family feels. You know, I'd rather be with my family and travel than to be in a club, you know, doing the same motherfucking shit, popping bottles, smoking hookah. Don't get me wrong, that shit is fun. But after a while, you know, I'm getting old as fuck, I feel like.
Okay, so real question then. Let's ask this question. How many years in a row have you been doing it for too long to be like, all right, I'm still going to happy hour and I'm still blowing hookah 2 to 3 times a week? How many years is like, all right, bro, you need to hang it up? Like let that first, cause every year it's a new grad. Like it's a graduation season is right now. So all the young motherfuckers is graduating from Wise and Flowers and Lago and all the schools right now. They're 18 now, they can party. And you pushing your 30s and you still going to them you still want to bliss with them. That's kind of like that's trash to me, bro.
Yeah.
Like that's like if you still going to.
It used to be sexy to me though. It used to be sexy to
But now when you break it down like that, does it to me make it seem a little bit more creepy? Because I can't just imagine. My little cousin literally just graduated from fucking Wise.
So you can't imagine being in a club with her?
Fuck no.
Was she 18?
Yes.
You wouldn't be into 18. You'll be at the 21 and over.
So 3 years from now, you think I'm going to if I ain't hanging it up, let's just say if I'm...
So let's not shit on the club, okay? Because I'm not that old. I'm going to go to the club, but I'm just not going to go how I used to.
But my question was, how many times of the week, at what age should it be?
I can only do one time a week.
Once a week?
That's it.
Do you actually think you could do... Let's just say, okay, because you are a mother and you're a working woman, do you realistically think you really can do once a week?
Yeah. I found
comfortably?
Yes. As a mom, it's important that you find balance. And I got my balance, so I can handle going to the club once a week. Do I go to the club once a week? No, I probably go like once a month. But, you know what I'm saying? If I felt like that's what I wanted to do, I could make that shit happen. Because, you know what I'm saying? You just got to have that balance. But the club, going to the club every fucking week is just not for me. Like I said, I would prefer to build a dynasty. I would prefer, you know, doing home shit, making babies, you know, sucking my man dick, you know, shit like that. Rather than going to the club, doing the shit that you see all the time on Instagram. Girls blowing hookah and sharing other niggas' bottles and shit like that. Like,
yeah, I remember I had my man on here. He got pissed if he got his feelings like, man, I'm tired of bitches taking pictures of my bottles. Like, you sitting trying to look sweet with my bottle. Like, bitch, buy your own bottle and you take a picture of it.
But why does he give it up to him? That's my question. I wish I was here for that. Because that's my question. Y'all get mad when the girls is stunting with y'all bottles, but why do you pass it to them? You that pressed to get her attention?
Probably.
Or is that your way to try and shoot your shot? Sharing your bottle? Like, how does that shit work?
I don't know, because I see my...
Did you ever share bottles?
I never share bottles. I never share weed. I never share clothes. I'm not into sharing shit, period. And I got 2 brothers and we don't share shit.
You be
Toys.
taking like shit.
No, that's what I'm telling you. No, hey, guess what? I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you what type of nigga I was. And anybody who in a certain age group can validate for this. If I'm in the club and I see a joint, I'm gonna send you your own bottle. I'm not saying. And guess what? It wasn't no bottle service, so I'm walking it to you.
Okay.
And I'm stepping off. And you gonna know. I'm the tall nigga with the bright ass colors on. This was before everybody was wearing bright colors.
Okay.
So you know where to find me at. And you know where.
So you was sweet.
Nah, I wasn't sweet. I just had it, so I didn't give a fuck.
Okay, so you was rich. They called you Big Fish?
Yeah, I guess it. That's what that was. All right, Meek Mill. Dream chasing head ass. Funny as shit.
So yeah, so you all about creating a dynasty?
Yeah, I'm creating a dynasty. We trying to go like the Patriots or something over here.
Okay, yeah, we trying to be like.
Or like the '96 Bulls, something like that. I would definitely want to say the Bulls. I mean the Warriors.
We trying to be like.
But okay, I guess quick while you looking at another topic, I want to shout out Jim Jones' new album. That jump was out like fire, and it was like a real New Yorker type of album. Like when people like, I'm bringing back that New York type of feel. He had all of them niggas on there to give you that New York. Like he had Fat Joe on, he had Fabulous Davies, Jada Kiss, motherfucking.
But do you feel like it's gonna do something, or?
I mean, of course, I think for the older generation, I don't
Okay.
think he gonna have no song that's gonna go crazy on the radio or no shit like that, because he don't have them type of songs. But for them people who still look for niggas who really rapping that street shit and not necessarily rapping it to the like, he ain't rapping it to make you feel like, oh, I'm about to go outside and bang, but he's still making you feel like I could just. Off the late night, I'm on my way out from somewhere, and you got you and your girl, and y'all just riding, and got the AC pumping on you in the drop top. You drop, it's cool.
So
it's that type of vibe.
It gives you the vibe like the summer in Miami. That Jim Jones vibe.
That Jim Jones
really?
vibe. Yeah, that whole.
Okay, I gotta listen.
That whole little vibe to it. What about you? Listen to Cardi new jump?
Yeah, I listened to the song Press. I like the song. She got a lot of bad feedback on the song. I just feel like she just should have had a feature on it. That's it.
But I'm only scared if she do that she gonna fall into she can't hold it on her own.
No, because she definitely proves to us that she can hold it on her own.
When?
But just for
what was the last song that she held it on her own? A big song.
Bodak Yellow.
Bro, that was like 3 years ago.
Don't fucking matter. That's still a classic. That's a hit song.
It can't.
Nigga,
that's
that's
3
my
years
answer.
ago.
Anyway,
That's
she can hold it
3 years
on her
ago.
own.
That's 3 years
Cardi
ago. That
can
don't
hold
work.
it on her own, but for Press, I just feel like she needed a feature on it. That's it. But she can definitely hold it on her own. She had songs on her album by herself. That was really good.
But then none of that shit didn't do nothing.
Her
Biggest songs are songs with somebody else on.
Bodak Yellow was her biggest song. That's
what
made motherfuckers like her.
That was 3 years ago, though.
She could do it again.
That was 3 years ago,
She could do it again.
It sounds sweet. We still waiting for that. Because the cover up for that, because she can't do it again, is Bruno Mars.
But that's the thing, like...
Kalani. You want me to keep going? What the fuck? All her big songs, the Spanish niggas. Like it like that. It's all every song I just named, it got somebody else on there. It ain't just Cardi about it. Because that Money song was ass. Let's keep it a buck.
Not every song that an artist put out, we gonna like. Okay, everybody's not Beyonce.
But when you that young, and that new in the game, you gotta keep putting up numbers. Like the baby right now putting up numbers on his own, and that's not to compare women and men, but they both make that turn up music that's not gonna last us. I'm not being sexist, but I'm just because I feel like no, I'm not gonna stop talking because I feel like women right now got the best songs out right now. Like I fuck with the Sweetie Jump, like I said before, I fuck with Rico Nasty, I fuck with the City Girls, I even fuck with some of the Megan Thee Stallion shit. But still, realistically, all of them women I just named got songs this hot right now by themselves. Where Cardi need that feature.
Don't ever disrespect her like that. You trying to compare her to little girls? Don't do that.
What you mean? She's still a little girl.
Nah, them girls is new. Like, come on, and they got features. Like Megan Thee Stallion the song that you on is the one that she got featuring the baby. Would you like that song if you wasn't on it?
Yeah, because I'm not even a baby fan. Like, I'm forcing myself to become
you like Megan's music?
No, I like maybe two songs from her. Right, I like the jump with her and Juicy J.
Don't size her up like that.
I like the Sweetie jump. I like the Sweetie. That song crank like shit. I'm not gonna rap the words, so that shit is gay, but that little melody and beat go the fuck off.
But you be in the gym singing it, don't you?
That shit crank. I don't give a fuck. I don't know the lyrics, but that beat and that melody crank like a motherfucker. You not gonna get me rapping no fucking girl song on camera. That's dead.
It don't matter. They ain't shitting on Cardi, so it don't matter. But Press, how you feel about Press? You don't feel like she needed a feature?
I definitely feel like she needed a feature. I feel like the second verse was hard as a motherfucker, but that first verse was like...
Yeah, she got balls in that song.
And the hook
she got
was
some
like,
nice Instagram captions on that song.
Okay, but again, like I told you a couple months ago, Young Miami is the fucking smoke. Because she murked that jump with her G-Eazy and fucking Juvenile. She damn had the best verse on that jump.
You said that City Girls was going past.
Right, I still feel like it. I feel like right now she got hottest songs. She killed the jump on Diddy's son album. Young Miami got that smoke. Don't sleep on her. Watch what I'm telling you.
Nigga, is the radio even playing that song? Like, you naming songs that people...
But they are playing the G-Eazy jump.
Okay, but you talking about Diddy's son, King Combs. Nobody is playing that song, but I do agree. I do like that song, though. But no, they have not... City Girls has not passed Cardi. So we ain't even about to play with Cardi like that, okay? All right?
Okay, I hear you. I hear you.
Let's just get into prayer. What's one thing, because you pissing me off over here, what's one thing that you pray for the most?
Success and good health.
I said one.
I kind of like, I pray for both of them like every day.
No, just say one.
Good health.
Okay. That's a good one. Why?
Just because I just watch a lot of people, like especially when I'm in church, I see a lot of old people and they be just, and that junk struggling or that, like I never knew with that fat around the ankles, I guess it's called gout. And I'm sure that's just from that. Yeah, that shit like it hurt. Yeah. Like when they be walking, and then they be
about to burst.
Yeah, like even when, and they be older women like who doing the ushering, and that shit just, I be looking, I don't know why I even be looking that far down, but it just be like, I always see that shit and I just stare like, that shit look like it hurt so fucking bad, Mo. And that's like one of them.
They still make it to church.
Hell yeah.
And that's so crazy, because a lot of people complain about how they can't make it, and then you got women like that.
And they still go, and they still serving.
Wow.
They still in there.
They probably come on time and all that.
They in there early. But I'm sure that's probably the highlight of their week, to be honest, because they are older women, is the church. So, but still, it's just like you said, a lot of people, they can't get up off of smoking hookah and drinking, and these old women, literally, their feet are done, and they still in there serving the Lord. So that's like one of the things that I definitely pray for like every day is just good health. What about you?
I pray for peace. Because even when you sick, even when you rich, when you got a friendship or relationship or whatever, if you don't have peace, like nothing will go right. So I feel like peace is an important part of living. You have to have a peace of mind. I think that's very imperative. do
you feel like it's a little bit harder to, I guess, maintain that peace of mind, especially with social media? Because I do feel like I see a lot of even a lot of pastors, or just even a lot of people in general, like even when they go up to the Breakfast Club, I hear a lot of people kind of trying to find ways to draw back from social media, but I'm sure it's so hard because that is the best form of promotion. So that's one of the, I guess that's the kickback for a lot of people. Do you feel like that kind of just being on social media too much can hinder your peace?
Hell yeah, because the social media is a big ass distraction. So yeah, that can hinder your peace. What you feel like?
Hell yeah, I feel like, but you said that's what you pray for the most, so that's what I'm trying to figure out. Do you try to cut back on social media?
Yeah, I try to cut back as much as I can, but like when you have certain groups on social media and when you're doing certain things on social media, it's like so much you can cut back from. Like my little mommy's group I have to come back and monitor that shit and do a lot with it. So I can't cut back but so much, but I definitely do take social media breaks. I think that's very important.
Do you take them like by the daily, or do you just take them like hourly? Something like I'm gonna cut back on this many hours a day or something like that?
Depending on my mood, I do by the day, or I do hourly, or I can go like I did for Facebook, because that's where I run the other group. I will do like, I think I did a month. I did a month off of that.
Off of Facebook?
Yeah.
But Facebook easy to do a month off of. Can you do a month without
Not
the brand?
when you're running a group though, and you gotta make shit happen with the shit. Like, nah, it's not.
Okay, that makes sense.
So, yeah.
Do you feel like you could do a month off the gram though? Like if you just had to say today, fuck it, I'm gonna do a month.
I could do a month off social media. That shit does not run my life. It's not hard. I've done a month off of Instagram too.
Okay, my next question. Have you ever seen a post that just pissed you off so much that you just said fuck Instagram for the whole entire day? Like, have you woke up too early and touched your phone? Because I feel like sometimes I feel like that'd be God punishing me. Like, if I just sneak and look at something like I know I ain't supposed to look at either too late or too early in the morning, it could just throw my whole night off or my whole day.
The only post that to me is like my boyfriend posted something, or maybe my ex posted something like that.
Okay.
They get me in my feelings. What about you?
I just like somebody just on there just posting some stupid shit, like, or even just like right before we started recording, when I seen that girl get shot in Chicago, like,
oh yeah, that was crazy.
That type of shit, like, to me, be like, damn, like, is the world really that fucked up? For one, is it that fucked up that somebody shot somebody while they holding their daughter? And then is it that fucked up that how the fuck did this person record that? And they was that far off, like, it got that type of angle, like, was that a camera on somebody's house?
That looked like that was a neighborhood camera though. You know how the cameras in the neighborhood? That's what it looked like, because it was too damn still for it to be a person holding it. Yeah,
because if it was somebody holding it, and I'm sure when they seen somebody get shot like that, they probably...
Yeah, so no, I think that was a neighborhood camera. I saw one of your little videos, and I wanted to ask this question. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think one of the girls on there was like against Beyonce. Like she was not a Beyonce fan, and I wanted to ask you, and I believe that was it. I forgot her exact words.
I think she said she wasn't a huge Beyonce fan before the Homecoming came out. Like Homecoming kind of swayed her over to become.
Like it took all these years. It took so not to shade anyone, but I want to ask you this: do you feel like there's a type that is team I don't fuck with Beyonce, and there's a type that team I do fuck with Beyonce? Do you think there's two different types of crews? Like
okay, we just so we don't even know. I feel like that's with any type of music. I feel like that's just with anybody in general. I feel like you can judge people off of the music they like and the music that they listen to. And I wouldn't say, I don't even know if I would say Beyonce as much as maybe like a Nicki or like a City Girls or a Cardi. I feel like you can put those type of women more in a category than you can. Because I feel like Beyonce just touched such a huge audience of people.
It just be hard to believe when some people say they just don't like, or they not a Beyonce fan. It just she made all these songs and you never sung or like one song out of the song she made. It just be hard to believe.
So I of course I know you feel like you're the captain of the Beehive, so I get it. But but I can't I feel like you can't like Beyonce shit is so big. I feel like you can't put that same type of category like you would like if somebody told me, oh, I only like Nicki, I don't like Cardi, or I only like Cardi, I don't like Nicki, or I only like the City Girls, I don't like Eve, or some shit like that. I feel like those women who don't reach the masses as much, cause it's hard for me to believe nobody don't like Beyonce. Even I feel like it's a song that even Beyonce has a song that even niggas like, and if it's not a Beyonce by herself, it's a Beyonce and Jay-Z jump, or it's a Beyonce jump that the bra hit you to. Like I feel like Beyonce just make too much. Like
every time I get on Facebook, it's somebody that's either plus size or funny looking that has something negative to say about Beyonce.
So okay, who do you feel like that them women listen to them? Because I feel like they all still listen to Beyonce. Because when I went to Beyonce concert,
like they
come all shapes and sizes.
They don't want to say it, and I don't know why. Like it's just this one girl wrote on Facebook like, I do not like Beyonce, and so I'm like, cool. I'm not gonna argue with this girl. I just want to know why you don't like Beyonce. Like, what is there about her that you do not like? Somebody that's winning. She's a married woman. She has a family. She worked hard for her career. She didn't fuck to get where she was at. She's talented. Like, she put on a hell of a fucking show. This bitch don't lip sync like most of your favorite artists. Like, what is it that you don't like about her so I can understand? And nobody can never give me an answer.
I mean, I can't, because I feel like this day and age, like, who else are we comparing to her though? Like, she like her own.
I would rather a woman say I'm tired of seeing her or hearing her than to say I don't like her.
I really
think that's more of what it is. Like I'm just because it's.
You can't even say you're tired of her because she don't even put out music that often. So how can you be tired of her?
But she the only woman that's really up there, and maybe that's what it is. Like
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like when you talk about like it's Beyonce and then everybody else is a tier down. It's like Beyonce, then it's Rihanna, then everybody else is like still 10 steps after Rihanna.
Right.
So like.
So maybe that's it. Maybe
Beyonce is like 5 steps above Rihanna, and then Rihanna's like 10 steps above everybody else.
Right.
So it's Beyonce all the way to the throne, then Rihanna, and then everybody else. So maybe
they tired of her being at the throne. Maybe that's it.
I honestly don't think it's gonna be nobody that's gonna replace her.
I just don't understand why people be hating a woman that's winning. Like, what is there to hate? I just don't get that. Like, I love to see a woman win.
Do you think women hate on other women when they are winning? Or do you think...
Yeah, because they so fucking insecure.
Like what, though? Like what? Why?
And then black women do not like to see another black woman win. That's just, I don't know what it is, but that's just how it is. Like, it's so much jealousy and envy in us.
Do you feel like that's in the black community as a whole?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure black art rappers that go to their neighborhood and get fucking killed. Just because motherfuckers from your neighborhood can't take to see you win. Like, nigga, we grew up in the same area. How you get it before me? Type shit.
Okay, I got a question for you. Because I heard yesterday, I heard these 2 older white women talking. They were talking about tennis shoes. And I looked down at the woman's shoes. And she said, yeah, these are my favorite pair of shoes. They comfortable. So I looked down at her shoes. I don't even know what kind of shoes they was. Like, it wasn't like no designer shit or no Nike, nothing. They was like some off-brand jumps. I'm pretty sure she probably had like a insole and it probably made them super comfortable. Mm-hmm. But I'm just thinking to myself, like, damn, this lady probably on like probably a $20 pair of shoes and maybe like $150 insole in her shoe. Her insole probably cost more than her shoes realistically. Uh-huh. But it was, to me, it was like, damn, she bragging on some bullshit shoes and she's comfortable and happy, like enjoying her like exercise. Mm-hmm. And then it was like, why do us as black people, like, why are we so geeked on like we can't even, I feel like we can, like, it's maybe right now with the feline resurgent and shit like that, maybe you people are a little bit more comfortable wearing cheap shoes or even the Champs Jones. But outside of those two, and that's still like the $80 range, that's not as cheap as the shoe that she probably had on. It's like, why are we so hung on
labels?
Yeah.
Because we're broke as fuck. And so the labels make us look like we got it. That woman who you just described, I guarantee you she had probably a $600,000 home. She go home to. We don't have shit compared to that. So we have to look like we have it because I believe we do that shit because of Instagram, honestly. If we didn't have that motherfucking app, I don't feel like motherfuckers would feel so pressured to look like they got it when they really don't. Because back in our parents' days, I don't feel like they did that shit.
I don't even feel like we did. I'm like, realistically, the crazy thing that drive me crazy was kind of like, damn, how do we go from, because these are still people in their 20s, how do we go from happy to celebrate our birthday to see a fee and the pearl to I gotta take pictures with tigers? How do you go from that to that? That's the extreme,
Yeah, that's true. I never thought about it like that. Yeah, that's
like, you think about somebody who spent the 21 and they turned maybe 29, 30 this year. You went from see a fee to the pearl to I gotta go to Iceland and all these other places.
But I can respect the person who would rather travel though. Like, you can't knock a motherfucker.
I'm not knocking it though. But how do your taste?
Let's go back to the label joints though.
But what's the difference though? How do your taste go from that to that? Because you gotta think about it. Back realistically, I only can speak for this. That go back to what we said on the timeline for what we see. These are people that like, bro, we all been going to the clubs and wherever together for years. How do we go from the CFE and then the Pearl to feeling like we gotta go to Dubai?
That's growth.
That's growth? That's what it's called?
I don't feel like so you feel like they should be boxing to DC forever? Like, I can't knock that. The traveling part, I won't even knock. I want to knock the whole label shit. Like, that shit.
But how can you knock one without knocking the other?
Because I don't feel like that's the same.
Because it's like going from Joe's to going to Red Bottoms.
So what they supposed to do, stay in DC?
No, so what they supposed to do? I'm going to wear Joe's for the rest of my life?
Why are you comparing a trip to that? No, you're not. But if you can't afford it, why get it? We was just talking about the white woman who had the cheap shoes on.
Mm-hmm.
And my point is, I guarantee you that woman goes home to a $600,000 house. So they don't feel like they have to wear labels. We feel like we have to do that shit because in real life, we're fucking broke. So we want to look like we have it for, I guess, to get attention that we need.
So I guess when do you
ever feel like void of being insecure with yourself, not happy with yourself?
So when do you feel like you outgrow that though?
I don't feel like a motherfucker would ever outgrow it. As long as Instagram is up and running, I don't feel like. But
let's be real. How much longer do you feel like Instagram will have that run? So how long do you really feel like?
Forever.
Like, do you ever outgrow that?
I feel like you're gonna only outgrow it for a man. I feel like a man will only outgrow it if he meets a woman that will like check his ass, and vice versa. I feel like the woman who, living paycheck to paycheck but buying that shit just to look like she got it, she will outgrow it when she meet a man that check her and tell her like,
Okay, but do you feel I feel like it's easier for a man to get checked than a woman because I feel like women today know that I can find another sweet nigga to buy me this shit if you don't wanna deal with me with it. Where a man realize, I think men
woman would never outgrow it.
Yeah, so because that's what I'm saying. I think men eventually realize that it ain't gonna be too many women that's gonna hold this shit down. Like it ain't too, because men, I think that's realistic. I think men are now in 2019. I think men are ready to settle down faster than women. I think men appreciate good women quicker than women appreciate good men.
What men do you know?
I'm just being honest.
Where you be at? Like, what men do you know?
I'm just telling you. Men appreciate.
Point them out. Please point them out. Because I want to know. You saying men appreciate us? Basically, they appreciate us more than we appreciate them?
Yes. Totally.
Wow.
I totally agree on that.
I can't agree with that.
I promise you.
You can't even name me one motherfucking man right now that is like that.
I'm gonna tell him to go holler at you.
Yeah, do that. Tell him slide in ideas, because I don't know one man that is like that right now. Like, a lot of niggas in our generation is not trying to be no Russell Wilson right now. Are you serious?
It ain't even got to be Russell Wilson, but I think men appreciate a good woman when they got it. They don't, and I'm not saying that men not gonna stop being men. They might still have like their little doggish behaviors and may need to be put on a short leash from time to time. Mm-hmm. But I feel like men value and appreciate women more than women appreciate men. Because I feel like women feel like what you won't do, the next nigga will. But niggas know, I ain't gonna find all these qualities with a certain type of look all the time.
Are you describing yourself? Are you describing your friends? Are you describing?
I can only speak for.
You know?
I can only speak for me. Yeah, I can't speak for other niggas.
Don't speak on for niggas, but you describing yourself because first of all, y'all are way more immature than we are. We're much more mature than y'all. We grow quicker than y'all mentally. So you can't tell me that, you know what I'm saying, y'all ready for something that we're not ready for.
Okay, so I got a question for you. Do you think you know your female friends, do you think they have been in longer term relationships or your male friends?
My female friends. Exactly. Like, what niggas do you know? You can't even name one. You over here talking about yourself. Fucking Cupid. Did you try to say yourself?
I don't think it speaks for me. I'm just telling you.
No.
I know.
You just said niggas. You can't
I feel like
say
niggas.
Mikey.
No, I feel like niggas know. Niggas follow suit. Niggas know I put niggas on the right path. I send niggas down the right timeline. Follow my lead, fellas. I ain't stirred y'all niggas the wrong way now. Y'all niggas in the slime green, you know who did that first, so follow my lead.
Follow his lead. Anyway, speaking of Russell Wilson, did you see the video of him in his daddy and daughter class, the ballet class?
Yeah, that one right there, I can't go that far.
You wouldn't do that?
I feel like you going. I wouldn't have. I'm not gonna say I wouldn't because of course I did it with my niece, but that shit right there, like Jesus Christ, bro, like relax.
What is wrong with that?
Like he just gotta stop though. Now I just feel like he just fucking okay, my nigga. Now you kicking the dead body right now. Like come on, bro.
It was another daddy in it. It's a daddy and daughter class. Though.
I get it. We know you super dad. We fucking relax.
But why he can't relax?
Because everything ain't for the fucking ground. And I've been seeing
that's
Russell
why
Wilson.
men don't want to post shit like that because of niggas like you.
No,
You trying to clown him.
It's because of niggas like me. Is it because of niggas like hold on? Is it because niggas
your
like me?
Your regular ass trying to clown a good ass man.
Is it? Listen, time out.
He need to relax.
Is it because of niggas like me? Or is it because females feel like if another nigga do it, oh, you thirst trapping, you trying to get all the bitches on you?
Thirst trapping.
Yeah, of course he
being
is.
Being a daddy?
Man, he is.
Oh, so me being a mother on IG is me thirst trapping?
No, because you're a woman is different.
It's the same shit, nigga. How you want what?
Because it's a million women being moms on Instagram, but it ain't a million men being Russell Wilson.
Bruh, you be saying all kind of shit. You never say this shit. So now it's a million women on Instagram being mothers.
I'm not saying, listen what I'm saying. I'm not saying the motherfuckers that we follow, but it is a motherfucking a million. It's
Again, Mike,
Courage, it's Gabrielle.
You talking about celebrities. We talking about regular girls.
I don't know regular girls' Instagram on top of my head, so what the fuck? I want to tell you what I know.
The bitches you follow, you see a lot of mommies on your timeline?
Yeah, especially during football season.
Being a mother.
24/7.
Sure. Fuck football season. That's one time of the year.
Man, that's a long ass time of the year.
No, it's not.
And
it's like
cold
2
outside.
months.
And it's cold outside.
2 months. So they be mothers for 2 months and then they back to smoking hookah and dancing and shit.
I don't follow females as that
See,
young.
niggas
so
like you, it's why niggas like Russell Wilson be the guys like him be hiding and not trying to post this shit. I follow a guy that's Russell Wilson.
Can I ask you a question?
He's a father of 2, single father.
Okay.
And watching him that's some attractive.
Can I ask you a question?
Can
I ask you a question? And do you feel like women tell niggas do not post that shit with you and them fucking kids because you know what you're doing? Stop.
No.
They don't do it?
No.
Okay, all right. I feel like you lying, but okay.
Where you from? Like, no. Where you get this stuff from? Like, what? That's some regular ass shit. Being a father?
Okay.
You gotta hide that? Like, you act like the nigga is clapping his ass on the internet.
I'm just saying what I've heard. I have heard women say that's a thirst trap.
It's not. You're being a dad. Keep doing that shit. Okay? One day you'll understand.
Yeah, one day. Not no time soon, though.
You're going to be in the ballet class. Popping your ass in the air and doing please.
All right, hey, so who you got winning game 2? So we can get ready to wrap it up because it's about that time.
The Warriors.
The Warriors, game 2?
Yeah.
What you mean? Why would I ask you that?
Because you know my answer. The Warriors. Golden State.
5, 10, or 20?
5.
You got song of the week?
I've been playing DJ Khaled album like shit.
What song?
The one with Meek Mill's You Stay. But I'm gonna go with All Night Long. Lucci new song, All Night Long, featuring Trey Songz. I love that song.
All right, my song of the week, I'm gonna go with Fat Joe, Jim Jones, New York.
Speaking of Fat Joe, real quick before we wrap it up, did you see his post with his son? His son has Down syndrome, and he has been keeping his son to himself because, you know, he said that the internet is cruel and he didn't want nobody saying nothing bad about his son. But he was like, basically, like, I'm really obsessed and I love my son, like, so much. And that shit just was crazy. Like, I couldn't believe he posted him because, you know, he looked older than Fat Joe.
No, he did.
But I think he's like 20 years old. But I don't know how I would feel. I don't know if I would ever post a child if I was in that. What you think?
When I seen that picture, that shit almost made me cry. And I'm like, damn, I didn't even know Fat Joe had a son.
Yeah.
And that shit, y'all, like, when I just looked at that picture, I'm like, damn, he do look older than him. And that's why, in the so fucked up, the first thing I looked at, I wanted to look at the comments, and he cut them off. And I'm glad he did.
So fucking wrong. You was gonna read them comments, and you knew they was gonna say something.
But that lets you know how fucked up social media.
No, to read it.
No.
You fucked up, man.
See, you're trying to make me laugh, and I'm not even trying to laugh. But no, that just lets you know how fucked up the internet trigger your mind.
Yeah.
Like, that trigger your mind, and that was the first thing when I seen that picture was to go look at the comments. That's fucked up that I even thought like that. And that shit is like, damn, like social media really be fucking you up.
And he cut him off, right?
Yeah, he cut him off. So it wasn't no comments on there at all. He already knew. But it was just
crazy.
like, I was like, damn, like for one, I didn't know he had no kids. And then damn, like the first thing I went to go look at was the comments. Like I felt like a piece of shit for that.
Yeah.
And then I was just happy that he did cut him off. So it was like, damn.
But shout out to Fat Joe for showing his son off anyway. Fuck the comments and fuck the fuckers on it.
Yeah, so I guess to wrap up and subscribe, share this podcast with a friend, tell another friend about it, and make sure y'all go check out that When They See Us on Netflix.